Standing in front of the doorstep, she hugged her arm, holding a cardigan around her shoulders. The more she stayed there contemplating if she should knock or just run away, the more her body shivered under the fair weather condition. Tears dried on her cheeks and her hesitant movements ended up ringing the doorbell. Who is it? She heard a voice that raised her heartbeat like no one else could. A sob escaped her lips as she desperately moved forward, calling out his name. Wine, please, she whispered. It was about to fall when her knees decided to give up on her. But the door opened and the guy held on to her wrist, helping her balance on her feet again. Was it sympathy or his heart still beat for her? He didn't know, but the pain he felt once he took her in her condition reached no limits. She had fresh bruises on her face, and her lip bruised from the corner. All she was wearing in that extremely cold weather was a white colored dress that reached her knees and a loose cardigan thrown above it. There were no shoes in her feet, and so he pulled her in his warm home the next moment. Jungkook, Ryan, what happened to you? He swallowed a lump in her throat, picking her up, taking her inside, placing her in front of the fireplace. He brought a first aid box, taking a seat beside her, but his movement stopped when she hugged him tightly, crying out in his chest. He stayed frozen on his place for a moment or two. Two deep breaths might calm his racing heart, but even 10 did not work. His heart ached, hearing her crying so loudly. She looked broke, and all this time he thought the pain he went through she might never face it. He wrapped his protective arms around her, securely giving her his warmth. Jungkook, I'm here. I'm always here. He kept whispering comforting words into her ears till her sobs calmed down, and now the two stayed there in front of the fireplace in each other's arms. Their heartbeat danced together along a rhythm, and no one wanted to pull away from the euphoric feeling they felt after months. Jungkook, let me heal you. He pulled back, brushing his fingers through her hair, tucking them behind her ears. It's the sweetest move, and then started treating her wounds with so much care. Ryan, you must hate me. I left you like that. She looked down, fiddling her fingers on her lap, letting him treat her as he wished. She tried not to let those affectionate moves affect her heart. But what could she do when there was not a day her heart didn't long for him? Jungkook, I couldn't hate you. You were forced to engage that fucker. I told myself you could have stopped this. I told myself to hate you for giving me this pain, but I couldn't. At the end, this heart only wanted you more and more. He looked away, swallowing the lump in his throat, and stood up, taking the first aid box back in room, without sparing her another glance. Her eyes stared up once again, digging her face in the palms of her hands. He didn't come back, and she appreciated the fact she was given her personal space. Staying in that place, she slept with her head resting against couch. Jungkook came back after an hour. Once he felt he could face her again, he told himself multiple times that this is not about him. For now, she needed support the most. But he couldn't help how his heart still aches for her. He wrapped a blanket around her fragile body, taking in the details, how weak and broken she looked, how he kept her like a queen of his heart, and what they did to her. He took her back into his room, placing her down in his bed, making sure the temperature was warm to heal her. Switching off the lights, he left the room. They had been in a relationship for 1.5 years. It was as if his life suddenly felt so beautiful and complete. As long as they held each other's hand, days and nights turned so short, as if time was running, and before they realized, it was already out of their grasp. The time came when she was forced in an engagement with another guy. She tried, they both did, but seems like it was not enough. He wanted to fight more, but what could he do when even she gave up? He hated her for giving up so quickly. So soon, before they even realized it, their heavenly time came to an end. Nights started getting long and lonely, as if he was the only one left in the universe. It has been 4 months since they fell apart, and since then he couldn't move on. At first, he didn't even try to, but now that he was trying, he still failed. He failed each time he got up with the determination to get over her, and now he didn't know what he was supposed to do having her in his home. One thing he knew for sure, he was not letting her go in that hell again. Flashback. He stood there outside her home, scratching the back of his head. It had been 15 minutes he had been staying there, trying to calm down his racing heart, repeating it within his heart. Okay, Jungkook, you got this. With a strong determination, he rang the bell and waited for her to open the door. She told him she was alone at home today, and so he planned to surprise her, but the thing was, he ended up teasing her a little bit on phone call. Okay, cut the crap. He teased her till she hung up midway his talk. Cuff cuff. She stood there on door frame with her arms crossed and eyebrow raised. He chuckled nervously, moving the teddy plushie he was hiding behind him in front, to which he received no reaction. Tossing it away, he took out a rose from his pocket and ending up receiving the same reaction. To be honest, she must have acted cold. Yet she was enjoying how cute he looked trying to make her smile, and that random nervous laughs that left his lips made her want to squish his cheeks. He blinked his eyes, looking down at his rose, with a dumb face and back at her. Jungkook. No? Really? Oh, I took out a chocolate this time, and that's it. She pulled him in, closing the door behind him, and hugged him tightly, laughing out at his cuteness. Oh, she loved him so much. Jungkook. Oh, thank God. I thought my money went to waste. One. Hey! Jungkook. Hey, what, huh? Okay, we don't waste money. I could give these things to someone else. One. You know what? How about you get out and next time you're not entering in? She started pushing him back, to which he laughed and hugged her again, walking inside along, squishing her in his arms, hearing her muffled laughs and giggles. Jungkook. Okay, I'm sorry. No more teasing. I love you. One. Yeah, dare tease me again? And I can say these love yous to someone else too, okay? Jungkook. But you won't. A smile appeared on her lips as she received the rest of the gifts from him, and he stole a kiss in return of each gift. One. You're getting cheesy day by day. Who's teaching you all of these? Jungkook. Seeing this pretty face makes me restless all the time. He dramatically rubbed his chest along his heart, and she pushed him. Both laughed at the cringe, and the night passed by their laughs and love-filled moments. Later on, the two grabbed snacks and snuggled each other on the couch, watching movies and slept that way till the morning came and none of them woke up at the sound of the alarm and the hell broke on them.